seen you on TV, sunset shit done changed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Agris Millionaire here. Got some information for you I think you're really going to find helpful. Goal of my video today is number one, keep it under 20 minutes because I have the tendency to ramble. And number two, teach you how to get started in investing in cryptocurrencies. So before we go into that, where I want to go now is we're just going to take a look at Bitcoin here. So I read an article the other day. I think the title had something to do with 2017, the year of the altcoin. When we say altcoin, what we refer to is alternative. It's called alternative. It's an acronym or shortening of alternative coins. Essentially, any other coin that's not Bitcoin, we call it altcoin. So the article was talking about how 2017 is the year of the altcoin. What they mean is that the altcoins that are starting up today, gaining traction, will experience the same jump as we saw in Bitcoin. So if you take a look at this chart here, this is a very, very high time frame chart, spanning from, as you can see over here, September of 2012 all the way till about the summer, August or so of 2014. And what I want to look at here is I just kind of want you to take a mental picture of this chart. And then what we're going to do is compare it to the other altcoins. And I think you'll be surprised at how remarkably similar the other coins' trajectory are to Bitcoin. But before I get to that, I want to discuss a little bit about the future of Bitcoin. So as you can see, we have this chart here. This is following your basic market psychology model, which I will teach you probably in my next video will be the primary focus. But what I want to go here is you can model this behavior here, and if we take it out onto a much larger time scale, each one of these candles, that's what you call the little red and green things there. Each one of those candles is 1 month. It's 1 month of movement. So you can see we've got the entire history of Bitcoin, at least on the BTCE exchange. So looking over here, you can see it started out down here in $2 something cents per Bitcoin. Jumped up here to the all-time high in 2013 of $12.24. Retraced all the way back down here to $94 before starting its new impulse that we are experiencing today. We would eventually hit an all-time high here. I don't know exactly what the number is, but I think it was pushing 1,300. It might have been. I don't think it quite hit 1,300. It was a little bit less than that. But basically, this is a model. We can model this behavior. We can use market psychology to predict where a market's going to go, especially if we can identify where in a trend we are. So by looking at this Elliott wave here it's called an Elliott wave, looking at this Elliott wave for Bitcoin, you can take a look here and notice that, and I mean, these time scales it's really difficult to predict the future, as you could probably imagine. So these time scales are off, but could be all the way 2018. We could experience a correction. The correction could, end in the summertime. I mean, there's no telling when this correction will end, or rather, if it hasn't. I mean, it could possibly have ended already. But regardless of when this 4 ends, usually 5 retraces 1. It's about the same length. So at least in height, and I know it doesn't look the same on this chart because it's on a logarithmic scale, but if you actually measure this move, you'll notice that it's about 100% move there. Now, if we go over here and do the same thing, did I screw this up? I may have screwed this up. Let me see. No, we're good. Yeah, so I don't know what I did there, but no, it's a 55,000% move. And if we do the same thing from the bottom of 4 to 5, boy, I did that wrong when I first made this chart. You'll see that it kind of goes off the chart there. We can kind of bring this scale down. Kind of goes off the chart there. But if we had the same movement as the first wave, we're looking at a $629,000 Bitcoin. I mean, like it's insane. So the future of Bitcoin, like I said in my last video, is extremely hard to predict. But what I want to do now is compare this movement to the other altcoins. So let's look at number 2, the second largest altcoin, the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, is Ethereum. And you'll notice, look how similar these charts are. You've got this dip down here, which you can see here, dip down there, which then corrects up to a top, corrects back down, and starts a major impulse up, corrects back down, starts a major impulse up, corrects back down, starts a major. It just does this over and over again, and we're seeing the exact same thing in Ethereum today. You can look at other smaller coins. Strat's like, I think, number 8-ish. I'm not 100% sure on the exact number, but look, up, down, impulse up, down, impulse up. It does the same thing. NEM, down, impulse up, down, impulse up. You see, they're all doing the exact same thing. So by figuring out where in this cycle we are, we can use that to make a purchase down here and then watch it go up 5 times, 10 times. I mean, this is why there's so much opportunity in cryptocurrency. Now, we are experiencing a huge change in the altcoin markets and cryptocurrency. It's gone from the end of last year, let's say the start of fall last year, to where there was less than half of what the current market cap is to now. But here's what I want to show you. So right around the all-time high of Bitcoin in the end of 2013, not the all-time high, recently had I think it passed an all-time, I can't remember, but back in the high in 2013, we're sitting here at 15 billion in market cap. That's the total number of US dollars that are in cryptocurrencies. Now, this was an all-time high for 2 years, 2.5 years. It went all the way down to somewhere in the 3 to 4 billion range, and finally started a trend up. You can start to see the volume here on the bottom. This is the volume here. You can start to see the volume going up, and then you'll start to see the market cap go up. And then we actually hit a pinnacle point right around here at 15 billion. Where is it? There we go. Right around there, and right towards the end of 2016. What happened then is we experienced what's known as a breakout, which is essentially just a brand new all-time high. It's turned into territory that it's never been before, which is crazy. And then look at the volume over here as we get closer to present day, and it goes all the way down from just the start of this year, less than 4 months ago. At 15 billion, it has doubled to 30 billion in 4 months. Just think about that. What if it doubles again? What if it triples? What if it quadruples? What is that going to mean for anybody holding Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum, Dash? What is that going to mean for it's going to be insane. I think we'll see 100 billion market cap easy by this year. But anyways, another thing I want to point out is Bitcoin dominance here, 66%. That means that 66% of the total Bitcoins, or the total money in cryptocurrency is in Bitcoin. Look at where it was just at the start of 2016. 91%. It fluctuated here. I did have a, kind of an all-time low there around 78%. But for most of this time, from the very start of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin has had between 85% to 100% of the market share. Now look at it drop off here, all the way down into the mid-60s, and that's where we are today. What you can see here is a definitive trend, which means that the other altcoins are taking the percentage away from Bitcoin. This doesn't mean that Bitcoin's necessarily going to go down. It just means that the altcoins are going to skyrocket. So, hopefully I've gotten you excited enough to really want to go through the steps to do this. So I'm going to show you how we do that. First things first, what I did is I set up a separate email address for trading cryptocurrencies. Couple of reasons. Number one, privacy. I would rather the government didn't know that I'm investing in Bitcoin, if at all possible. Federal regulations on some of these exchanges mandate that I have to provide personal information. There will come a day when an exchange will rise, and they'll comply with federal regulations, but they will not provide personal information to the government. And when that day comes, I will get behind them. Reason being, I expect cryptocurrencies and Bitcoins to become illegal. I expect extreme regulation in the form of taxation, in the form of, we'll just leave it at that. The government is going to attack us. You do not want them to know who you are, if it's possible. So I made a separate email address. Make yourself a text file where you save all of your passwords. You'll get keys to your wallets that need to be saved. You'll get backup phrases to restore your wallets in case you lose your keys. All of this stuff needs to be written down. If you lose this stuff and you, for some reason, forget the credentials to get into your account, you will lose whatever money you have in that wallet. There is no way to recover it. The cryptocurrency markets are not regulated, and that's a good thing, but it comes with some inherent risks, which includes the possibility of losing your money. But there are steps we can take to mitigate that risk, and with by properly executing these steps, you will be able to essentially make that risk almost zero. So let's get right into it. First things first, you're gonna want to open an account with Coinbase. They are the easiest way to purchase Bitcoin using a credit card or a bank account. So once you get yourself an account, you'll have to verify your identity with them, and you'll have to add yourself a payment method. I use a credit card. I don't have a bank account, so but bank transfers Coinbase is a lot more friendly towards bank transfers. There's higher limits. It does take a little bit more time, but the fees are lower. There's higher limits. It's probably preferable if you do have a bank account and you're willing to wait the time it takes for the wire transfers to go through. But first things first, you're going to buy either Bitcoin or Ethereum from Coinbase. Personally, what I'd say right now is if you're trying to make a decision on which one, if you have less than, say, $100 to put into the markets to start with, go ahead and put it in Bitcoin. If you have more than that, go ahead and put it in Ethereum. Reason being, well, we'll get into it a little bit later when we talk about the exchange we're going to go through. But just leave it at that. Less than $100 buy Bitcoin, more than $100 buy Ethereum. Period. You're going to go to add a payment method, and then it'll just ask you, how much do you want to buy. And once you buy it, it will show up here in your dashboard on your portfolio. You notice that I don't have any here because I don't store any money on Coinbase. Once you get it in there, you can go to send here, and you can easily send your funds to your exchange account. So that's what we're going to do now, open up an exchange account. So we're going to go to Polonius. Polonius.com is probably it's got more volume than just about any other exchange for nearly every single coin, every single market. A lot of people don't like Polonius. I'm not a huge fan. Just for I got issues. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but for now, Polonius is my go-to. As you'll see, I'm already signed in. But once you make an account, you can go here to the deposits and withdrawals page, and if you go down here, you'll see all of the different coins that you can deposit and withdraw from Polonius. You'll see there's a ton. So say you bought Bitcoin or you bought Ethereum, you're going to click on the respective deposit link here, and you'll see there's a Bitcoin address. We're going to copy that, go back to Coinbase, paste it here. Once you have everything deposited, this is Bitcoin, so you want to click on the Bitcoin wallet. If you're doing Ethereum, click on Ethereum wallet, hit Use Max, and you will transfer all of your funds on Coinbase to your exchange account on Polonius. Hit Send Funds. There's a tiny little network fee, not a whole lot of money. It's very inexpensive to send and receive Bitcoin, or I guess send Bitcoin. There's no cost to receive it, but that's another huge benefit. You see 0.0004068. Not a math whiz, but there is that's a fraction of a dollar. I don't know if you're used to doing wire transfers, but they're like 15 bucks, depending on where you go. From here, we are. So you'll after it confirms through the blockchain network, you'll actually receive these funds on Polonius, and then you can go to go back to the home page, and you can go to the exchange. And then you'll see here in the exchange all of the different coins you can buy and sell. To buy and sell a coin, once you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum. These are the markets from which you can trade Ethereum. If you have Bitcoin, these are the markets which you can trade Bitcoin. If you do end up buying an Ethereum, I recommend converting depending on your investment strategy, most if not all of it back to Bitcoin so you can trade into the other coins. However, Ethereum is a great coin to hold both long-term and short-term right now. So with all that being said, to buy and sell, all you'll need to do is go down here and you'll see the lowest ask price. You can actually set the price at which you'd like to buy, and it'll fill the order if the price drops down there. Or you can just place a market order at the lowest ask price, which is that. And then you'll just click however much Ether you want to buy. You can type it in here, or you can just click there to put all your Bitcoin into it, and you'll hit buy. And it will fill your order, and you will have, in this case, Ethereum. Now, from there you can do, and that's how you make a trade, real simple. I'm not going to go into margin trading right now, but I highly recommend it. They also have lending available. If you have long-term holdings that you're not planning on doing day trading with, you can actually lend them out to margin traders and receive interest on it. Fantastic, right? But anyways, we're going to go and talk about trading tools now. So once you have your exchange set up and you're buying and selling, the first thing you're going to want to do is look at some charts. Technical analysis, what we use to predict the markets, to get an idea of what we want to invest in, is we use technical analysis through charts. So I recommend TradingView. This is the one that I use. They're a free service. They do have a subscription available, which enables some really, really nice features. I plan to do it in the future, but for now, you can use it for free. And what I really like about it is you can actually go down here and look at other people's ideas that they've published. So you can, click in here, and I don't know why I'm following this person because she's in Forex with silver and the dollar, but you can see, where other people are predicting things will go. You can look at their analysis, decide if it's good, and adjust yours to fit theirs, or reject their ideas entirely and make your own. You can see some of my ideas here. So this is my Ethereum, and I've done a lot of technical analysis on Ethereum. And you can publish it, and people can comment on it, and I can follow you. There's a chat box here. So basically, it's kind of like a social media site for charts. So I love it. Super awesome. Another one that I actually really like, and I do plan on switching to in the future, is Coinigy. And Coinigy is they're a newer company. What they have done is created a platform where you can actually, let me start by this. Polonius is just one exchange. There is a ton of them. Kraken, Bitstamp, BTC, Sin.io, there's a ton of them. You can actually get all of the keys to those wallets that are stored on those exchanges and then import them into Coinigy. So you can trade all of your different exchanges instead of going to the different websites and making the trades there. You can trade it all from one platform. It's awesome. The only thing I don't like about Coinigy, one, it's a subscription service, $20 a month. They do have a 30-day free trial, but it is a paid service. And furthermore, since they're a newer company, they haven't quite. There's a few indicators that I use during trading that Coinigy hasn't implemented yet. So I'm kind of waiting for Coinigy to kind of develop themselves a little bit, but I do intend to switch over to them. So those are the two trading tools only two I really want to talk about right now. Some of the top exchanges, at least for Bitcoin, we'll start off. You got Coinbase, Bitstamp, Bitfinex. I'm not going to go into all of them, but there's a number of exchanges for which you can exchange Bitcoin. Polonius is probably the best one to exchange in and out of altcoins right now. And you have another one called Kraken.com, which has some smaller cap coins that Polonius doesn't carry. There's actually a ton of different exchanges. So, but for now, stick to Polonius. It's more than enough. This crypto world is a rabbit hole. Like, you start looking into this, you will spend all day, every day, if you want. You can spend all day, every day trying to understand what's going on, and you won't even scratch the surface. There is so much happening right now. It takes a collective effort from all the investors and all the traders to try and understand where things are going. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the biggest coins. Number one, I guess what we'll do is we'll go to coinmarketcap.com. That's what I showed you earlier. This is a fantastic site. They seek to literally measure the market cap for every single asset. See, they have 703 currencies, 91 assets, over 3,000 markets. They do a great job of just recording what's going on in the markets. But you'll see here, number one, Bitcoin, obviously, almost $20 billion market cap, 66% of the total market cap of cryptocurrencies. They're the big boy. They've got a really big head start, but there's a debate going on whether or not the got distracted with that thing. There's a debate whether or not Bitcoin will be the dominant coin in the future. But you can see Ethereum's number 2 at 4.6 billion. You've got Ripple number 3 at 1.2 billion. I mean, you can go down and see all the different market capitalizations and the prices they're trading at. Just great information here. You can actually go into each asset, each currency and asset, and look at the markets that they're trading on, and use that to kind of decide which market you'll trade it in. You can see, which ones have the most volume, which ones are used less, and the idea is you want to use the one with the most volume. It is the most predictable and has the most action going on because there's more people trading in and out of it. But yeah, just talking about some of these coins here. Like I said, Bitcoin's got a head start. It's about the only reason, in my opinion, they're ahead. But Ethereum has added a number of different functionalities to the Bitcoin concept. They built a platform upon which people can build decentralized apps that it's just a huge thing. Furthermore, Ethereum has been supported by a large cooperative, a large collective of big companies, Intel, Microsoft, BP, JP Morgan Chase. These huge companies have formed what's called the Ethereum Enterprise Alliance, and I mean these are multi-billion-dollar national corporations who are invested in Ethereum. I mean, if that doesn't sound like opportunity, I don't know what does. Ripple has been accepted as it's been endorsed by 30% of Japanese banks. The banking system actually created Ripple. It's not a decentralized currency. However, it does have a lot of potential here in the future. It's been integrated into Santander Financial's app, their payment apps. So you can now pay your car notes in Ripple. And there's a lot of stuff going on in Ripple, actually. Dash is a fully actually private, decentralized technology, whereas Bitcoin, you can kind of trace where things are going. Dash has the ability to completely make that information private. Furthermore, it's got instant transaction times, and by opening what's called a master node on Dash, downloading that on your computer, downloading the whole blockchain, and having a certain amount of Dash in there to help support the network, you can actually receive dividends, payments from the Dash network for kind of helping to support it. Litecoin, number 5. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention with Dash, it was actually the first one to create the DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization, which just means it's almost like a corporation that has no physical location, has no leader. Technically, it has a leader, but it's anonymous. Or in the case of most of these coins, the leader is a consensus of the community. So the community, the miners, the owners of the currency, those are the ones that make the decisions. There's no figurehead. That's what a DAO is. That's what a decentralized autonomous organization is. And Dash was the first one to create this, but now there's tons of them. And finally, number 5 is Litecoin. Very similar to Bitcoin, but with some differences that attempted to overcome some of the limitations that Bitcoin has. They aim to reduce the block time from 10 minutes to 2.5 minutes. It's a proof of work algorithm. I'm really going to get kind of technical here, but proof of work versus a proof of stake algorithm, and it's projected that the total supply will end up being 4 times the total supply of Bitcoin. So they've got some different things they're working with. I'm not going to speculate on the future of these different currencies right now, but with all that being said, I'm going to wrap this up here now. But the storing of coins is there's a number of ways to do it. You can store them on exchanges, like I've shown you how to do with Coinbase, with Polonius. You can store them there, or you can store them on your personal computer. You can download wallets that will store your Bitcoin in cold storage, so it's not actually on the cloud. You can, and probably the coolest thing, the most secure way, is to actually purchase. They have device Trezor, Trezor is kind of the leader in that right now. But they're little devices that you can actually hook up via USB, and it's cold storage for your Bitcoin. And furthermore, you have to verify on the device transactions before you can go back and forth. So it completely eliminates the possibility of hacking. It's the way to store long-term Bitcoin. But I hope I've kind of given you guys a basic overview of this, and I don't know how long this video is now, but I hope you guys have an idea of where all this is going, and what you can do to kind of take advantage of literally what is going to be the revolution. It's going to once upon a time we bartered for goods and services by trading goods for other goods. Eventually that evolved into gold, silver, stores of wealth that kind of became what would be known as currency. That transitioned into paper currencies, which is what we have seen for the past 1,500 to 2,000 years. And we are now transitioning to the new form of currency, which is digital currency. The internet has completely revolutionized the entire world, and this is one of the effects. And if you are intelligent enough, nah, not trying to get on the skeptics here, but if you can look at the trends, see where they're going, really study it, it's so obvious. So obvious. I mean, paper money is going to be a thing of the past in conservatively 5 years. Yeah, it probably happens sooner than that. Not without the government's fighting it, but it's inevitable. So, with that being said, happy trading, guys. Thanks for watching. Please follow my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, Agorist Millionaire. Twitter. I'm constantly posting new trades, constantly posting news, constantly posting analysis tips. My goal is to help as many people as who will listen to me achieve financial freedom through trading these cryptos. And that's what I'm doing. I hope to be retired from my job here in the next 2 or 3 months. And I want to be a full-time trader. And I have some really, really big goals that I'm chasing. So come with me, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Thanks.